Hi there guys, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice, and welcome back to another Thrifty review. In today's quick review, we are going to try to take a really quick look at Parkoo watercolor brush pens. I searched around on Amazon a couple of weeks ago because I was looking for a new set of brush pens in order to stamp with and do some other work. And I ran across this set by Parkoo. Parkoo is a pretty new company to me. I don't think they're a new company. I do believe they've been around for a couple of years, but this was my first time encountering the brand. So I decided, because they were so economically priced, and we'll get into that a little later on, that I would go ahead and order the pens. So here you have the Parkoo set. It's 24 colors plus a blending brush pen. It is packaged in a chipboard box. It's pretty thin. Some nice logoing, artwork, and printing on it. Designed for coloring artists, Parkoo, unique colors, blendable, water-based ink, watercolor brush pens, 24 colors plus blending brush pen. There's a little example of what the brush pen looks like here on the corner. If you flip the box over on the back, you have water-based, acid-free, non-toxic. There's a color chart with UPC code. Parkoo watercolor brush pens, 24 colors with one blending brush for beginner painters, coloring books, calligraphy. New, so I'm assuming it's saying it's a new set, and it's made in China. Here we have 24 vibrant colors plus one refillable brush pen, soft and flexible, durable nylon brush tips to create broad and fine strokes, non-toxic, acid-free, odorless, blendable. Use with water to create delicate watercolor effects. Use without water for dry brush painting, sketching, coloring, calligraphy, and more. Carefully crafted for ease of use and are suitable for all skill levels. Have a lot of fun creating different effects like coloring, illustrating, painting, sketching, blending, and doodling. So they're giving you a complete overlook, or overhaul, should I say, of everything that the brush pens can typically be used for. Of course, I'm going to show you the applications that I use them in, and that will be the viewpoint that I'm reviewing the product from. Parkoo art and office supplies are available in a variety of sets and colors. Please visit parkooshop.com for more information. Conforms to ASTM D4236 as well as EN 71123 regulations. It also warns that small parts included, not suitable for children under 3 years old. Okay, so I decided that I would go to the Parkoo site because I wanted to see exactly what they offered. It is a wide range of art products that cover a lot of different niches in needs and wants. Everything was really economically priced. I saw the watercolor brush pens. They have a 80 color range of alcohol marker pens, dual tip chisel, a chisel and a bullet tip. And then not too long ago, I want to say in 2021, they released a 12 count of alcohol brush tip markers. So I'm interested in both of those. I would love to try those out. I did notice that I do believe the only paint I saw was acrylic. Not quite my thing, but if they ever release watercolor paints, I would definitely give it a try. And we're going to get into what I think of this product in just a second. So right now, let's just open the box up. And I'm not sure if it's going to be before or after the review, but there will be a painting demo with this video, so you guys can see the brush pens in use. So here we have a tray that you just pull out of the cardboard box. That tray has 24 beautiful colors. Now, they say a blending brush. When they said a blending brush, I was thinking maybe there was going to be a blender in it, like, say, the blending brush I have from Recollections. I got this one from Michael's. It's just a Recollections blending brush. Basically, it has water and glycerin in it, and it's used to blend out things like water-soluble markers, watercolor pencils, you know, just things in that different application. I've used this one quite a bit. It's probably dry. I do have another one somewhere stored, but I was thinking that this is the product that was, or one of these were going to be included in here by Parkoo. But when they say blending brush pen, they actually just mean a regular water brush. Your standard water brush screws on, screws off. It does have the tab that comes in to help keep the water from leaking, so that you could carry it in two different pieces if you wanted to. Actually, no, that's not. Yeah, no, that's just a regulator cap. I'm sorry, that doesn't keep it from leaking. That's a regulator cap, I guess, to help the water from flowing so fast. So I didn't actually try the brush out because I have a million of these things, but now that I'm taking a closer look at it, it's got about a number 6 round head on it. So they just really meant a water brush. I'm probably going to throw this in a drawer with a million other water brushes that I have. So here you have a slender barrel marker. Each one is capped clearly so that you can see through to the actual brush, and you can see the color of the brush through there. There is a color chip dome on top of the cap, I guess for color reference, and the dome on the bottom of the barrel is also the same color for color reference. Now, what I did find is that when you hold the color chip up to the brush, eyeing it, they look really, really close and really, really similar. We'll look at that again in just a second. So as you can see, each one of them has a very fine brush tip on it. Comes to a really beautiful, nice point there for great detailing. And it has to be about a number 2 round, maybe a number 4 round, between a 2 and 4 round brush there. So you have a black barrel, white writing, which makes it really easy to see. There's a brush logo, of course, by the brush end, but these aren't dual tips, so it's not like you can really get confused. It says Parkoo Watercolor Brush Pen. Now, of course, these are budget price product, so there is no light fast or no pigment information included with these. As a matter of fact, there is no color name. You just sort of eye it. Each color is different, and you can tell that each color is different. Nothing is too samey at all. So, I mean, you could put them in a numbering system if you wanted to. I personally just left them in order in the container because I'm going to keep it in the little tray. And then on my swatch sheet, I just ordered it, numbered it based on what number it was in order in the tray. So, pretty straightforward. Now, what I did notice when I was playing around with these, the back of the barrel says water-based ink, non-toxic, suitable for illustrating, animation, designing, etc. So I did notice that you can actually remove the end or the caps. These are refillable. You can see, I won't take it out, but you can see the ink pad inside. And I'm just going to refill mine when they need to be refilled with, of course, liquid-based watercolors. Which will make the barrels reusable, which makes it an even more economical product because you don't have to throw away the barrels when they run dry. It helps keep things out of the landfill, and of course, they're pretty decent. It's a nice, you know, aesthetically pleasing barrel. So you have yellows, pinks and reds and purples, blues and greens, and a couple of browns for some earth tones. Light colors here for some highlighting, but you know, you get your standard range of colors when you're thinking about 24. So that's straightforward what the packaging and the barrel look like. Let's take a look at the swatch sheets here. So I swatched them out on, this is Artist Series Canson mixed media paper. I tend to use mixed media paper more than anything when it comes to markers, because I've discovered that my mixed media paper works well with both water-based as well as my alcohol-based and coloring pencils. I typically use Universal Pad mixed media paper from Jerry's. It's a generic brand that I know. I'm sorry, it's a house brand. I said generic, my bad. It's a house brand made by Creative Mark. It's a really good all-around robust 90-pound universal paper, but there are some other papers that I'm going to try. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm getting completely off topic, guys. I'm sorry. So the Parkoo Watercolor brush pens, I've swatched them. You can see the number correlation that I was telling you guys about. Now, these are some really bright and pretty vibrant colors. Now, it is a watercolor brush pen, so, you know, the natural assumption would be that these are a dye-based water-soluble ink on the inside. So they do tend to have be more vibrant and bright and pack a little bit more punch. So each one of them swatched out really well, watery. I kind of put a block of the color up, took a water brush or a regular brush and just dragged down the color to see the watercolor effect that it would give me. And then here in the corner, you see I did a glazing layer of just straight color directly from the barrel in order to see the type of opacity that I could build. Really nice all over markers, guys. I have to say, I didn't have any qualms with the color selection. I didn't have any qualms with the range of colors. Now, I did notice, I will say, because I do always have to be completely honest with you guys, that some of the markers were drier than others. For the most part, they were all kind of juicy, but like I had a purple or two that was a little dry. If I'm not mistaken, one of the browns was a little dry. So out of the 24, about 22 of them were really juicy brushes, and 2 of them they weren't dry, but you could tell that they were drier than the other brushes. And I'm not sure if that is because, you know, they dried out sitting on a shelf waiting to be sold and shipped. Not sure about that. As a matter of fact, let me look at the I'm sorry about that noise. The manufacturing date on here. Let me see if it's on here. Do not see it right off. I wanted to see what year this particular box is manufactured in correlation to me ordering it, which was just a couple of months ago. Did a little color mixing here. For the most part, they mix beautifully, just like your watercolors will. And these are some really bright colors, so they're going to mix to make other really bright, intense colors. Let me hold that up so you guys can see it a little bit better. We got a beautiful orange, violet, and green from the mixtures of a split primary. Here I use the only yellow, or the one that leans more towards what we're used to, a lemon. The orange is a yellow as well, with a little bit more coolness in it. So here I use the more crimson of the reds. That's more of a transparent red. They gave me more crimson, alizarin crimson, or maybe like madder. So I did use that because I knew it would be a better mixing red. And then here I use the number 14, which was the closest thing I see out of the blue for ultramarine. So really clean, nice colors. I didn't do too much color mixing there. Once I saw how well those came out, I decided that I would just do most of the mixing and the painting. Let's take a look at some of the things that I did with these. Both of these, well, not both of these. So the first thing that I did was to create a card, because that's typically what I use watercolor brush pens for. I use them as stamping pads for my clear and colored stamps. So I decided to make a card. This is a video up on the channel if you guys want to check it out. I did in December. This was the card that I made for my Universal Christmas card. I simply uploaded it and printed it on foldable card stock in order to produce more of these cards. And this is what I used as a standard Christmas card. Did some stamping in the background with the brush pens. I also mixed them with my Master's Touch fine line markers, which are dual tipped as well, because I discovered that the ink in those markers are super similar, almost identical in color to the inks that are in these water brush pens by Parkoo. Just a little information for you there. I also used some Artist Loft pearlescent watercolors to stamp the little glittery snowflakes in the back. Here we use stamps and stickers, stencils. So that's a really kind of involved video, kind of showing you a lot of different things that I do for making a card. Here I did the background of the snowman with the Parkoo, the shadow, all of the coloring on the snowman scarf and vest and hat, the hollies, the strip, the band strip on it. All of that was done with the Parkoo markers. Really, really, really nice. I didn't have any issues at all. Reacted really well to water, blended really well. I also use them in a palette effect, you know, where you just kind of take one of the markers and scribble some of the color out on a palette and use water in a brush in order to paint with, just like you sort of would with a liquid watercolor. Worked really well in that effect. So absolutely no complaints. Now, attached to this video, you're going to see me use the markers in a more paint style. I kind of wanted to show you how they could be used other than just in stamping methods, or how I use them other than stamping methods. So here I created a panel. Now this is an interior design panel. Basically what happens is I create an interior design panel, it's uploaded, and then it's printed on canvases in different sizes and variations and sold as interior design. And there's going to be something else that would eventually be available in the shop that I will one day launch, be the Lord's will. So this is Arches paper this is done on. This was done on that 90-pound Universal mixed media paper I was telling you guys about, that I get from Jerry's. Now this was done on Arches because I really wanted to just, you know, I was creating a panel, so I was using the best of that I could with these products. It came out really nice and really beautifully. What I did notice is that the colors show up so much more richer on Arches, which is 100% cotton, 140-pound cold pressed acid-free paper, versus what it looked like on the mixed media paper. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And that mixed media paper was white. The details I was able to get in the leaves was really beautiful. The detail I was able to get in the shadow to sort of give the pansy a veiny effect without it being too prominent or overpronounced worked really well. Now, I don't really like the brush pens in a wet on wet aspect. Now, you can get a little color from them using it directly from the barrel, but you definitely wouldn't want to use these in like a really big surface area that was wet, where you were trying to get the color to like run, release, and whoosh from the brush. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. But they will work with a controlled painting method. You can do it in any size that you want. This happens to be a quarter piece of 9x12 arches. Of course, I just cut it into 4 pieces, and I use the little panels to paint on. It makes it really easy for me to scan them in. And then it's a really nice size to be blown up. So I stamped a little sentiment here on the side just to give them more in-home interior feel. So yeah, came out really nice. Guys, look, I don't have a whole lot more to say about these. At the end of the day, they are a really useful product. They work really well in stamping. You can do standalone paintings with them. They're really beautiful color load payoff. Just keep in mind that they are dye-based, so they're probably not going to be light fast at all. They're probably something wonderful in this aspect, like card making, or this aspect where you're making something that's going to be reproduced. sketchbook work that's going to be closed up and put away, but definitely nothing that you're going to hang on the wall. Definitely nothing that you would do with commission work. So let's jump into what the paints cost. I'm sorry, the markers cost. So you can currently get the, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, you can currently get the watercolor brush pens on Amazon for $17.99. They are a Prime same day delivery, well, for my area anyway. So like if I was to order them now, I could get them today between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Yes, and the other listens are for $17.99 as well, and they are sold by the Parkoo store on Amazon. So you technically still are ordering them from Parkoo. Now here on this side, you'll see I'm actually on the Parkoo site. I was looking for some other products that I may be interested in getting. Like I told you guys earlier, I definitely want to get the dual tip 80 range art markers. And here you will see they have the dual tip brush pens. There's only 12, and I think they've only released 12 to date. Because I couldn't find anything else. But this is a pretty user-friendly, comprehensive site. You guys go check them out. I think they make some really budget-friendly, economical products. Now, I personally paid $13.99 because I bought them on a lightning deal. Yes. You know, I watch for lightning deals and all that type things, the little coupons. But even at $17.99, that's not a really bad price for 24 colors that you can use in so many different aspects. So yeah, I definitely recommend them. I think they're a really great product. I love them. I use them in combination, like I said, with my Master's Touch. I also use them in combination with my Stettler water brush pens. So I would definitely say go for it. They would be a great gift for Christmas for a beginner water brush user. If you're new to watercolor brush pens or watercolor markers, I think this is a great start, great way to go. Do keep in mind they're not meant for really robust painting, but you can pull off a lot of projects and compositions with them. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, be sure to catch the demo either before or after this review. Not sure how I'm going to put it in yet, but if you like anything that you saw, you heard, don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up. Keep in mind, it is going to help the channel grow, guys. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please, please, please. If you like anything, it's just saying, hey, we see you and we like what you're doing. Anyway, don't forget to share the video. Remember that sharing is caring, and there may be someone else who can use the information even if you can't. Use the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think. What did you think of the quick demo painting? What do you think of the water brush pens? Have you used Parkoo? What do you think of the brand? I would love to conversate with you guys about that. Don't forget to follow us on the Thrifty Apprentice Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok pages. Do keep in mind that you can join us in watercolor paints, pencils and pastels, the Facebook group for the Thrifty Apprentice channel. There's a link for it in the video description. Remember, it's a respectable place to learn and grow with other artists. It's also going to be where we get all of our contests and giveaways done. So don't forget to go ahead and send a link to join. I would love to see you guys there. There's also a most recommended products list at the very bottom of the video description in case you guys are interested in some of the products I recommend on a regular basis. All right, guys, and that's all we have for today. Remember, as I tell you at the end of every video, just keep painting.